Okay, sorry, we'll go ahead and get started. I'm Jeremy Tyrrell. I'm the Professional Writing Committee Chair. So this is our group advising session. We'll keep things brief. We'll just go over some of the issues related to upcoming courses, plotting your way through your degree, and then we'll individually give you your pin. We've all got your pins up here, so we should be able to distribute those after that, and then you can go ahead and enroll. Have folks in here had one of our group advising sessions before? Many of us have. So this will mostly just cover updates and those kinds of things for you. I don't think there's anything radically new that you need to be aware of. We have recently shifted into a new curriculum, but that was last year, so that should be essentially done at this point. The one thing to be aware of is that most of us are probably under the a catalog year that's prior to fall 2016. Most of us are, unless there's some particular reason why you updated your catalog year. It's really likely that you're pre-fall 2016. So you want to make sure that you're looking at the worksheet that pertains to that. That information, of course, is always going to be reflected on your degree audit. The worksheet and the degree audit are the same thing. It's just that the worksheet, bless you, can be a little more easy to read than the degree audit, which is a little abstruse. So a couple of things. I'm Jeremy Tyrrell. We have a few of our other faculty members all seated at the back. I'll let them introduce themselves briefly in case you haven't had a class with them before. Tony, do you want to start us off?
Yeah, Tony Atkins. That all you need to know?
Awesome, great job. Sure, yeah, that's great.
Teaching on a PW program. I'm teaching in document design right now, 209 section 204. I do have unlimited seats in an English 388 course for fall. Feel free to take that. Unlimited.
Yeah, that's something that is slightly different, right? So the 388 next semester, that's going to be, is it online or just unlimited seats?
It's unlimited seats in Randall Auditorium.
Okay. But something to be aware of is that it's not going to bear the the writing intensive.
No.
Yeah, because it's moving to this sort of large format. 388 and 389 are the theory courses. They're just historically different. What does it go up to?
1900.
Yeah.
Pre-1900 and post-1900. Yeah. But they're moving format to a larger sort of format, so the writing intensive is going to peel off that. It's something to be aware of. I mean, you guys will probably get enough writing intensive courses, but be aware that it's not going to have that competency. It still has QLR as long as that lasts, right? I guess.
According to USAC as of yesterday, because I had to, they still have prereqs on it, still have WI on it, so I had to get involved with a bunch of people. The WI comes off, prereqs come off. They said that the county for the quantitative reasoning or whatever was still sitting in the queue in that committee. Yeah,
that also, you guys don't have to dip too heavily into that stuff.
Yeah.
Just be aware that you are still on, just look at your degree audit and your worksheet, you should be okay. There are all these weird little things that go on behind the scenes about competencies and this and that. We'll keep you apprised of those as much as we can, but do be aware that for the 388, if you need that, the WI is peeling.
If you do need 388, you won't be stopped by seats or prereqs or anything.
It's open entry.
And we're just having one of the rhetorical theory courses a year as opposed to one per semester like we had.
Yeah,
so that's something else to.
Yeah, thanks, Don. That's right. Ordinarily, we have been sort of alternating 388, 389. You can see going forward, we're essentially just offering one per year, but it's uncapped. But if you need to take that, you should be aware of it, that you're not going to be able to pick it up next semester if you need it. I guess we're just doing them in the fall, right? I think so. So you'll be able to get in, but you need to think a little bit ahead. If your plan is, well, I'll just pick it up in the spring. We're not doing it. That does bring us to, are folks aware that this is posted online? This essentially is our schedule 3 years out. It's just on the The Department of English professional writing track page here. You know, the university's website's a little dicey to navigate. If you just search for, UNCW English, it's just here under the undergraduate and professional writing track. So this forecasts what the program is offering for the next 3 years. You can see we got the summer up there as well. We don't ordinarily have, we don't have summer 18 or anything because summer is handled a little bit differently than the fall semester, fall and spring semesters. So we don't really know what summer is going to be until kind of nowish. But yeah, you can basically plot according to that. We shouldn't really have any alterations to that. Sometimes minor tweaks do occur, it's unavoidable, but generally you should be able to plot your progress according to that. Yeah, other folks, Anirban, did you want to pick up with introductions there? We're just saying hello.
Oh, okay. Some of you already know me. This is many places here. So I'm a professor and faculty. My name is Anirban Ray, and that's pretty much for me. Thank you.
I'm Lance Cummings. I'll be teaching digital composing next year, where we work with multimodal text, text with sound, video, things like that. We'll be working with the Bellamy Mansion. So if you have any questions about that, talk to me. I'm also in charge of the internships. So if you're interested in professional writing internship, and if you're a junior or senior, come see me and I can tell you a little bit more about it.
I'm Don Bushman. In the fall, I've got a couple sections of the English 303, the reading writing arguments. That's my big deal announcement. Also, I would just add that if doing internships, you can also get the professional writing certificate.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Dr. Pure will say a little bit about it.
Yeah, we will, but we'll talk about this. But for our majors, it's usually a really good idea for you guys also to get the certificate because it's one extra course. It's the internship, and you get a separate credential. So it's essentially the courses you're taking for your major more or less double count in both your major and for the certificate. So with one additional course, which is an internship, which is a great feather in your cap anyway, you can also pick up the certificate. So we really encourage our majors to do that. Just because you're basically doing progress towards it anyway.
Okay. I'm Kate Madalena, and in the fall I teach science writing mostly in 204. In the spring I'm going to be teaching a grant writing course and an ethics course, and yeah, that's me. And the science writing course 393, my little announcement is the science writing course 393, writing in the academic sciences. If you're interested in science communication or technical communication for the sciences or public science communication, it will bear a WI on the books. Everybody's getting a WI for it right now, but it will show up immediately, and you'll see it in the catalog starting in fall. Yeah. Oh, and also the advertisement for Dr. Atkins' class. I would take Dr. Atkins' class if I had the chance. That big class, the lecture, it's going to be fun.
I would too.
Just
That's right.
him plus the topic. him plus the topic is a kind of super awesome
Right.
opportunity, I think. That's my plug.
No, I just want to quickly add to that. I came on late, so I probably do the proper introduction if myself and on the course. But for those of you looking for completing your 312, I'm offering 312 online in summer too. So that's something because I also was advising people advisors yesterday, and they were not pushed, but they wanted to complete the 312. So those folks here who want to complete 312 in summer, it's offered in summer too, online. Thank you.
Yeah. Related to those issues about courses, on that email, the most recent email I sent, there should be a link to, let's see here. Good gravy. There we go. A link to this. This asks questions about, like, were you unable to get into a course because it was full? What sort of structure do you prefer in terms of face-to-face, hybrid, online? The people who respond to this survey dictate what courses we offer. The select few who actually take the couple of minutes to reply to this, that's what courses we offer. So if you want to shape what courses we're offering and the structure they are, respond to this. Because we just take it out and say, okay, well, this is what everyone couldn't get into. We need to offer more sections of that. Surprisingly, people like face-to-face more than online, so let's do that instead. So I encourage everyone to go ahead and reply to this survey because it does indeed directly shape what we do. It's what we turn to whenever things are full or whatever. Okay, so the survey, whatnot. So the reason why we do this is for exactly this reason, so we don't have to tell everyone individually about these new updates and that kind of thing. But do be aware that you still have an individual advisor, and you should feel free to meet with your individual advisor, particularly for things, related to your progress. Or a lot of my advisees talk to me about progress after graduation or non-academic things, letters of recommendation, ideas for internships. Your individual advisors are happy to address questions like that. You still have an individual advisor. He or she is listed on your degree audit. And you can always come, you can talk to any of us. You can always come and talk to me if you have questions or things that need to get ironed out. All right. So we do have our 3-year course schedule up there. Do be aware this is just professional writing courses. It's not all English courses. We don't control that. Technically, we don't control this. We just have a large say over it. So, if you need other things, for example, I don't think 304, yeah, it is up there. Okay, that's fine. But those of us who need to pick up a lit or something ancillary, this is just PW courses. So be aware of that. Summer and fall, we talked about that. Worksheets, yeah. Your degree audit should mirror your worksheet, which you can get a copy of right here. This is probably most of us, and I find these a little easier to read. You can just go through and check off the boxes. Those are available on that site as well. Just a few words then about some of the courses for fall. I'm doing the 496 in fall, I think. I hope so. And those are themed, so we have one of those every semester, I believe. Yeah. In the fall, mine has to do with games as rule systems. So we'll be looking at tangible games like board games and then also electronic computer or video games, examining them through the lens of professional writing. So looking at tasks like instructions, establishing rule sets and the implications of those, packaging and promotional material, those kinds of things. So that's what the 496 will be in the fall. It's predicated on different aspects of games and rule sets and professional writing tasks related to that. I think that's the only themed course, right? Does anyone else have a themed course? Okay. Anubhav, did you?
No, it's not a theme course, but basically, I'm also offering through 12 in fall, but there's a huge component of digital and social marketing. So if anyone is interested in digital or social media marketing, so I will be having a large section of 312, which is running for business devoted to digital and social marketing.
Okay, great. And then Lance, did you have anything about the internships or?
Yeah, so if you're interested in internship, I'm currently setting people up. They're actually going faster this semester, a lot of interest, but really there's a wide variety of things to choose from as far as this. You could also find your own internship, or we could look around and make new connections. I'm always looking for new places to start internships, but we have places with nonprofits like Wilmington Children's Museum, Wilmington. We do stuff with law firms if you're interested in the possibility of law school. I'm working with setting up some stuff with PPD, no guarantee yet on that one, but it's looking promising. Of course, we have Wrightsville Beach Magazine is a popular one, and Star News and stuff like that. So pretty much if whatever you're interested in, we can often find something that intersects with professional writing in some way. Just let me know. And as everybody's mentioned, it will also add the certificate to your credentials. So.
Yeah, you do have to declare for the certificate. You can't just do the courses and then it doesn't automatically kick in. You do have to declare for the certificate. But as I said, I do really encourage all of our majors to really consider that, because essentially you're getting it anyway. As long as you add the internship, you get that. And it's actually considered a separate degree here. When you declare it, it's not a minor, it's a separate credential. So that can be really useful. You're essentially getting kind of two separate credentials during your time here. All right, so that's what's happening in the fall. Talked about certificate. The only other thing, and Colleen's not here yet, is she? Well, she'll fill you in. The only other thing is if you're interested in pursuing professional writing after you graduate, and if you're hanging around actually, even if you're not hanging around here, in the fall we're starting a graduate certificate, a post-baccalaureate certificate in science and medical writing. So this is explicitly for people who have already received their bachelor's. Generally, the sort of audience is folks like working professionals who would like certification in professional writing. So this is rolling out in the fall. If you're close to graduation, it might be something for you to consider. You can do it online. You don't have to. But if you're out of the area, you can actually complete it entirely online. The way it's sort of structured, you can do in-person classes, or you can complete it online. Colleen Riley, speak of the devil.
Damn, that's good.
It is over the certificate. I just gave him the gist. Did you?
Okay. Yeah. And what did you tell them?
Just that it's essentially for folks who already have their bachelor's and
Yes.
are looking for certification in professional writing.
And that, now you can basically tailor an MA in English to have a lot more of the courses in writing and design than you could in the past. And so for those of you who are getting your degree is in professional writing, or have the certificate and thought, hey, that's really cool, you can then continue on with that stuff in our MA in English program in a way that was not possible before. So it gives you a lot more options and different ways of using your degree. So you can become a science writer, write for different organizations in pharmaceuticals or in medicine, and that's really gives you a lot more options. So if you have questions about that, don't hesitate to come and talk to me or anybody else.
And I mentioned you can do it completely online.
You can do the certificate part completely online.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the MA degree is back and forth.
Okay, I think that's really all I had. Did folks have questions? Yeah, sir.
So if you're doing like just a professional certificate, can you do like double dip? You know what I mean? Like if there's two different requirements and I don't have one class that's similar, can you take that one class that counts for both?
So if you're doing our major, the professional writing track, the English major, and a certificate, yes. Because otherwise, you'd be in a weird situation where you'd have to take the same classes twice, So yeah, if you're doing our major and a certificate, the classes you take account for both. That's true about all of them, right? They're not, yeah. Yeah, so in that way, they doubled it. Yeah.
Did we sign up for summer classes on April 3rd?
Yeah, summer and fall together. Yeah, and the earliest enrollment starts is what, next Monday? Is that right? I think that's true. And it goes by year. But, oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, there are groups who get early enrollment. Veterans, I think. Other questions the folks have? Tony?
Well, I'm asking you, but I'm also asking my fellow colleagues, and I've got questions from some of my students about this, but I think it's true that the clusters are no more.
Yes,
Am I right about that?
that is accurate.
No clusters at all, don't have to worry about those anymore. We're trying to fulfill those requirements.
That's true, and I think that's retroactive, right? So even if you came in with a cluster,
That's my understanding.
okay.
And I'm on that University Studies Advisory Committee. So.
You guys know about the clusters, or were we just confusing you?
Would you be able to go and show,
Yeah.
If you know about them, you can forget them. If you don't know about them, you don't have to learn.
If you don't know about them, don't even think about it.
No?
Go ahead.
Any other questions? Okay, fantastic. So that's all we had. Just if you haven't, I really do encourage you to fill out that survey. It should be on the email I sent. If you don't have it for whatever reason, you can just contact me and I'll send you the link. I give it to you right now, except it's a Google Doc link, so it's just a gibberish of numbers and letters. Otherwise, you can just talk to any of us. We have copies of your pins, and you can get your pin. And if you want to talk to your individual advisor, you can schedule that as well. All right, thanks, folks.
If any of Dr. Atkins' advisors are here, you can stop by and say hello.